Hello! We're going to talk about time management today. This started as a Reddit post, and I was a student in landscape architecture, and this was responding to a student in landscape architecture. In landscape architecture, students are really bad about spending very long hours working. They don't need to. This is what I did, so I could go home and be with my family instead of spending every waking moment in working on school. First, and this works not just for students, but anyone. Good advice. First, rein in your scope. So when you're working on a project, it's like, let's do the big thing. No, just do small things. Do less. You'll have more time. Next is to start early. Don't wait until the last minute to do things. And by starting early, I don't necessarily just mean do all your work ahead of time. Starting early also means that you figure out what you're going to do very quickly. So you're not going to spend lots of time figuring out what you're actually doing. Figure that out soon so you can just do the thing. There is good enough. Perfection is overrated. Sometimes it's nice to have all the time in the world to make something exactly how you think you can. But that is not life. If you want to have time to play, you probably need to to call something good enough and stop it when it's like 80% of what you could do. That's fine. Also, there's like sayings out there like C's get degrees or 80% is good enough. It's good advice. Like, just do it good enough. Learn the easy way. By this I don't mean by this I mean basically to be proficient. Don't do things the hard way. Find an easy way to do it. As an example, as a landscape designer, you can make renderings. You have to cat out the drawing, and then you have to pull it up into SketchUp, and then you have to export it into Lumion, and then you have to pull it back into Photoshop, right? There's 4 programs in this multi-step process, and it gets really complex. It's the hardest process. The easiest way, take a picture of something, put it in a sketching program or Photoshop, and just Photoshop the whole thing. Way easier. So, also learning the easy ways, things like if you're doing AutoCAD, you learn all the hotkeys. Print off a cheat sheet and use it for a few days, and you're going to save a lot of time. So take the time to be proficient at things and don't do it the hard way. Also, copy. Don't start anything from the ground up. That takes so much time and effort. Like this video, I did not start it from the ground up. I went and used a Reddit post that I had. And then do meaningful work. Don't spend your time working that isn't doing anything that is actually working. I am guilty of this a lot. But when you're working, make sure your work is going to count towards the final project. There's some tips. Good luck.